I remembered in the night why I do not care for London. I go to bed alone at 9:30, and I'm woken a little after 1 o'clock by a frenzied kicking and pushing and snatching of covers. He smells of his drink and his harlot, and then he badgers me with his love. It's such a sorrowful love that it makes the heart of me weep. He is so sorry that he's inflicted his drink and his harlot on me. I do not care. I would not care if he brought drink, harlot, and laddish companions into the bed, so long as he was not sorry. If he could have had the pleasure he had paid for, and come to me, not contrite, but satiated, all would be bearable. But he has paid out money and his own lifeblood, and has not had the pleasure of his pleasure. And he must needs wake me and tell me what a miserable thing was his debauch, and how he would have preferred to have spent the evening in my arms. The next day, all is forgotten. Off he forages again, and the 1 o'clock performance is repeated until I can bear it no longer, and return to Atterbury, where the quiet of growing trees and running of a large house and estate and the children compensate loneliness. In the country, it's different. We go to bed together, and he smells of dogs and horses, and there is no sorrow in his love.
I do so hate London. I wish we were back in the country.
Don't speak, my dear. You render Mr. Huysman's task so difficult.
Only if, at the moment I spoke, he happened to be drawing my mouth.
It's not just your mouth, John. You become animated on the topic of your choice and are perpetually at fidget.
Except that I was speaking of the country as something about which it is very hard to become animated.
You said that you loved it.
There are different kinds of love. Love for the country is passive. Right, Mr. Huysman? You lie back and it does things to you.
Do not distract, my dear.
No. Whenever I get the opportunity, I look out of that window and see the organ grinder and his monkey and the pair they make together.
Animation again, John. Hush yourself.
Could you not say something, Mr. Huysman, by way of breaking the silence?
I'm working with your eyes. This is an operation that's delicate as surgery of Libertine. Particularly, since your right eye, see I am an innocent schoolboy, but your left, see I am a man who's recently woken in a sewer.
Shall I run him through with my blade, Elizabeth?
Stay still, my love.
Ah, is that the great Alcock?
It is, my lord.
Bearing strong drink.
Indeed.
Cleric, excellent. Mr. Huysman, would you permit a short interlude?
5 minutes time!
5 minutes. Here's an idea for you, Mr. Huysman. Would not a bottle of glass be a handsome adornment to your composition?
They are not appropriate objects in a family portrait, my lord.
Could they not become so? This is, after all, the grand age of experimentation, is it not?
No.
Here's another idea for you, Huysman. I have another composition in mind. It's much better than this. Very much wish you to paint it for me sometime. Now, if you look out that window and see the monkey yonder dancing with the organ grinder, if you've observed these two creatures, you can't help but notice how human they are. My conceit is this. To sit the monkey upon a stack of solemn volumes, and for him to hold in his hand a scrap of paper, as if he's just finished a poem. While he hands me the paper, I am crowning him with the bays. Would that not be a most excellent fancy?
I find Lady Rochester a more elegant and interesting subject.
You're widely besides the point, my dear man. Elegance, interest, all very good in their way. But what do they illuminate? You see, we can hide under our periwigs and our fancy dresses and our discourse on the Italian gardening tradition. But it does not tell the truth. What are we?
Am I not, then, an apt partner for you to sit with?
You've quite missed the thrust of my remark, my dear. No, ma'am.
Am I not apt?
Oh, you're apt, Elizabeth. You're very apt.
But you would prefer a monkey.
Read, Elizabeth. It's of a muchness. It doesn't matter.
And where does my aptness lie?
It was a flippant observation, really.
In flippant observation, we may find much truth.
Very well. We laugh at the monkey because its tricks are so close to ours. Human affairs are carried out at such a nonsensical rate that I think it a fault to laugh at the monkey when I compare its condition to ours. We sit here in our finery so that our grandchildren may point us out to strangers. Yet again, it does not tell the truth. In this portrait, I am no better than a monkey who merely knows his own ancestors.
And I?
A gaudy female monkey gloating over the opulence of her cage. I'm beginning to like London after all. Everybody catches its generous spirit so quickly. Damn it, Alcock, you're being parsimonious with the claret. Mr. Highsmith, I suggest a postponement till after dinner.
Then I thought I was poor after dinner.
Then perhaps tomorrow. I do not mean to upset people, Alcock. It is not a plan I carry around with me. But I have to speak my mind, you understand? For everything that goes on inside my mind is infinitely more interesting than everything that goes on in the world outside my mind. If I can't connect the two, I'll become mad, you see?
Yeah, well, makes you impossible to live with, though. Juicy.
Alcock, have I ever praised you for your blunt matter?
I believe that's your reason for employing yourself.
Very well, do not forget it. I shall endeavor to retrace the footsteps of my conversation with my wife. But do you not remember the way Elizabeth Barry looked on stage? Your kindness gave my yielding spirits rest and raised me to a dwelling in your breast.
You shouldn't be thinking playhouse thoughts, my lord.
These last 2 days, playhouse thoughts have been the only thoughts I've had.
Go to your wife, my lord.
I shall be obliged to the rest of that claret before I obey your orders. You know, a dog bit me on the leg in Covent Garden as I was reeling in this morning. I felt such ill will to the creature that I wished he'd married and living in the country. Money, Alcock, here's money. You know what I want.
I'm not doing it, my lord.
Do it.
If I had my hopes of our marriage, it was because you were so impassioned that you abducted me and went to the tower for her. I had never expected so much of a man. I was not to know that this would be the best gesture of your love.
It was the most hot-headed.
It was the best. It made me believe that it was me you wanted and not my estate.
I carved your name on the wall of my cell. Though admitted, had you been a pauper, my love would have been more severely put to the test.
I could bear more easily the marriages of other wealthy ladies I have witnessed, for there to be no pretense of passion or affection, to be merely the housekeeper and a conduit for the noble line. But when you are away, you write me so beguilingly of how you miss me. And so my feelings are kept in play only to be shunned and spurned on reunion. I do not think you mean to torture me, but it is a torture to be informed of passion at a distance and the flesh to be so reviled.
You know when we are together, I mean it to be well. But after a few weeks, I realize I do not have a gift for it. In my mind, I'm somewhere else.
Then cut me out of your heart completely and have done. I think you only hold on to me to remind yourself that you did once have such a thing as a heart. You despise the king and his politics. You hurl your lampoons at the court and your companions, and you turn your back on God. Do not accept me from your contempt any longer. Treat me the way that you treat the rest of the world.
Do not command me to do something that is beyond my power.
Sometimes I fall to thinking, it's the fault to be laid at my door. Were I not a better wife, you would have better character. You would not need the whorehouse in the inn.
There is no man born needs not the whorehouse in the end.
It is sin, John. I know you despise me when I speak in this way, but you are daily borne away by sin and ungodliness. You turn your back on God for the same reason you turn your back on the king, because you cannot allow the power which is stronger than yourself. And one day you discover your own weakness, you will change your mind, perhaps become a more supportable companion.
There's rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray you, love. Remember. There's pansies. That's for thoughts. There's fennel and columbines for you. There's root for you, and here's some for me. Oh, you must wear your root with difference. There's a daisy. I would have bought some violets, but they had done down the market, and in any case it would not be fitting, for you're not faithful. For if you may walk into my world, I may surely walk into yours and be a greater nuisance to you as you have been to me.
How refreshing is the company in this town. She's a playhouse creature, is she not?
Actress.
And when your eyes shone the other day, they were shining for her.
They were.
I see I am even more of an obstacle to your life in London than I had supposed. I'll go upstairs and change into packing right away. We'll be gone by the morning.
Your man asked that I listen to throw you alone.
Craving your indulgence, yes? Very well. While you are working upon my eyes, well, my wife may as well have her rest.
If that is what you wish, then that is how I shall work.
Yes, but do not draw me alone. Alcock! Splendid fellow, Alcock. How much did the organ grinder require?
Gave him a tenner.
Gentlemen, this companion, this fellow, has left his lifelong friend for the price of a periwig. Surely there must be a lesson here to be learned. Very well, Mr. Iceman. Immortalize us.